Okay, I'm gonna read you a story that I wrote. I'll probably, whenever I'm reading it, kind of skip over my words because I'm reading too fast. But anyway, though, just hope you enjoy. Leave comments at the bottom. This is off my site. I'll put that on the bottom too. Do you ever feel like you never fit in, even when you try to be normal? I have that problem, and it constantly nags at me, because the thought is stuck in my head. They call me Shadow. It's not my real name. It just so happens that I got it at school. These kids bumped into me. They didn't even notice me walking down the hall, and bam! From then on, they started calling me Shadow. I wear colors based on how I'm feeling. I'm always depressed, so I tend to wear dark-colored clothing. I'm an only child, living with my parents who are always at work. I hang out with a group of people, but I think only one of them actually wants to talk to me, and it's usually just basic conversations. I'm currently a junior at Hogwash High School. I do my best in school and always end up only getting C's and D's. For fun, I usually just write what I'm feeling, hang out alone at the park, or read. I'm not really great at anything, and maybe that's just my depression talking, but still, I tried out all sports and I couldn't do it because I get bored with routine and people telling me what to do constantly. I don't play any instruments because my hands aren't coordinated like that. On a normal day, I always think about what my life is going to be like in the future. I mean, I'm not that good at anything. I believe that's not going to get me anywhere in life. Maybe I could be a protector with my ninja skills for when zombies attack the earth, killing thousands of people. I don't know. I don't think that's what will happen anytime soon, but it's the thought that counts, right? I was walking down the street going towards the park when I bumped into this girl. I haven't ever seen her before. Now with girls, I'm really shy, so I didn't know what to say. I'm on the belt. Sorry, she smiled. I felt so embarrassed. What do I do now? I turned and walked away as fast as possible. I sat at the park thinking about how I was such an idiot for just mouthing out sorry. It was like a musician finally getting its big break and then ditching the audition last minute. The next day, I went to school in black pants, black long sleeve t-shirt, and of course with my homework. I got in one of my classes and just my luck, guess who was sitting there? The teacher got up and to the class said, "Welcome back, class. We have a new student. Her name is Serenity." The class all said hi to her, and in my head I started to panic. Oh my god, this girl is now in my class. I wonder what she's thinking. She came up to me and said, "Hey, I remember you from yesterday. What's your name?" I didn't know what to say, but I did notice that her eyes were green, hair was dark red, and she smelled amazing. I then said quietly, "I'm Shadow." She had this smile on her face, which looks like no one on this earth could make her sad. She then said, "Oh, that's cool. I moved here a couple days ago and I don't know anyone here. Maybe we could hang out after school." I didn't know what to say, so I just happened to get out these words, "I don't know." I hope that was a good enough answer. She said, "Okay, we can meet in front of the school after school is over." I was shocked that this random, good-smelling girl wanted to hang out with me. The question that kept on coming up with me was, why? I couldn't stop thinking about it the whole day. If I should even show up, just assumed we could hang out and that I was doing anything. At the end of the school day, I started walking out the door, secretly, and then once I looked out, she gave me eye contact. Aw crap, she caught me. She walked up to me and asked me, "So where are we off to next?" My brain was rattling with some answer to say, so I just decided to say again, "I don't know." She said, "Okay, that means we can just start exploring. You can give me the basics on what's what." I didn't realize that it was going to be a long day. We started walking down the street towards the park, and I noticed something that brought up a lot of questions in my head. I saw these deep cuts in her arm. When I looked, she just pulled down her long sleeve shirt. There was no way I was going to bring the cutting up with her. Still though, why would anyone as precious as her have these terrifying wounds on her arm? I continued to walk by her side all around downtown. She then jumped up from the bench and asked me the time because she didn't want to be up too late. Well, I didn't know, so I asked some random bum and they said it was 8:30. Wow, we had been hanging out for so long. I then told her I should probably head off, not that I'm going to get into trouble, I just like being home at dark. We started walking towards my house, and that's when it started. She asked me a weird question. Have you ever been abused? I was like thrown off by this question. Now I don't talk as it is, so asking me this was like seeing a lion running around in a huge city. Her facial expression totally changed. I knew that there was no way I was going to get out of this. I decided to give her the best answer because I didn't want to scare her away. I said, no. Why? A tear rolled down her eye, and she said, mumbling, well, I don't want to scare you off. Do you judge others for their past mistakes? I told her, no, I don't. Why? She asked me another question, which was not something I expected. She asked me, do you want to know why I moved here? I nodded, and she said, it's because I got in a fight at my old school and put the other girl in the hospital. I was dumbfounded, and I don't know what made me crack, but I started actually talking to her. I said to her, I can't see how you could do that. You're so nice, she said. I don't know what happened. It was like I blacked out, and then the next thing I know, she was on the ground. I then got put in juvenile prison for kids for about 6 months. My parents wanted me to have a fresh start, so we moved here. Now I don't know what your thoughts are, but it haunts me to this day. I then asked, where did you get the cutting marks on your arm? She said. Where did you get the cutting marks on your arm? She said, I've been feeling so bad about everything I did to my family, the girl's family, so I decided that I deserved to make myself feel pain that I caused to everyone. I'm not one to cry. I usually just walk around stuffing my emotions in. My face started flooding tears faster than the Nile River. I told her, I don't think you can live like this. I mean, you should learn to forgive yourself somehow. She reached out her hands, and that's the last thing I remember doing that night is hugging. The next day, I went early to school to see her. She was sitting there alone in the lunchroom. I went up to her and asked for a hug first. Then I told her, you need to get help, and I don't think I'm the right person. I will always be here for you, but I think we should walk to the guidance counselor office to get you some help. She agreed. I grabbed her hand and we slowly walked there. About a few months later, we met at the park like we did usually, and I asked her how she was. She said she was doing great, and if it wasn't for some shy boy like you, she wouldn't have ever changed her negative thoughts about herself. I told her I was so glad she was doing well. She wasn't the only one to change. I changed my whole sense of style of clothing to bright neon clothing. To think it was because Serenity decided to speak up to me. I was just a nobody, and now I have a friend that cares about me. A few years later, I got done with high school. I went to Serenity's work and met her on her break. I got down on my knees and asked her to marry me. She told me yes. I hugged her, and that's when I heard those words that I never thought I would hear. I love you so much, and can't wait to spend my life with you. Tears rolled down my face, just like that one day, and then I said, I love you too. Okay, well, I hope you liked it. Sorry for all the glitching stuff. Okay, bye.